Motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
It's been moved in second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining, motion carries. Please stand for saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Turn over to the superintendent for our district-wide safety plan.
So at the last meeting, we presented the plan. There's actually a couple meetings prior to that we went into a lot of detail about the plan. Though the one thing that I did want to share is that is really a part of our plan in our school safety. And our school safety plan is that we do have a request for proposal going out tomorrow. That request for proposal is for security officers so that we can have at least one security officer in every building. We have 2 SROs, so we're going to have at least 4. We're looking for at least 4 security officers. Those security officers would be armed officers. So each one of our school buildings, the plan is to have armed officer in each one of our school buildings at the beginning of next school year. And as I've said before, certainly not a place I ever thought I'd be in education, but I think it's a place that we at this point need to be. So we will, our plan is to start the school year with 1 armed person in each building. That RFP will go out tomorrow. It'll be out for a week and a day. And then next week, Friday, we'll make a decision on which of the companies we go with to provide that service to our district.
Any questions for the superintendent on that part of the safety plan? Do we have any sign up for residents' comments? No? All right, I call for motion to accept the consensus agenda items as submitted. Hey, they're moved and seconded. Anything to discuss or vote on separately? All right, then all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining? Motion carries. One thing I'll be sending around right now as we continue this, it is the tax warrant we just approved on there. Each board member must sign it. So as it comes around to you, please do sign it. All right, I call for a motion to approve the personnel report as submitted. I'll second it. All right, I would like to separate the following items: 2, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 17. Is there any other item to separate or discuss? No. Oh, you want 7, but not 6? See, you're trying to mess me up again. All right, then we'll have a vote on all the other items other than 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 17. So all those in favor of accepting everything but those numbers, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining? Motion carries. All right, Mr. Stack, I'm going to turn over to you.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. And this evening, I'm going to present to the board some potential candidates for hiring that I think are going to fit in fantastically for Niagara Wheatfield, do an excellent job here. The first one I'd like to come up is Casey Lamarca. Casey, you join me, please. Casey is going to be hopefully joining Niagara Wheatfield as the Assistant Director of Special Programs. She currently holds that same role at Canmore, Tom and Tonawanda Central Schools, or Union Free Schools. She has extensive experience, not only as a CSE chair, but also extensive work with especially out-of-district placements in that district. She's a graduate of Niagara University, also an adjunct professor at Niagara University, and has a specialized background with students of autism. So we want to welcome Casey to our staff, and we're very excited to have her aboard.
All those in favor of accepting Casey as our Assistant Director of Special Programs, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining? Motion carries. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
The next candidate for board consideration this evening will be Lori Lukowski. Lori. It's always fantastic to invite up a former student and graduate of Niagara Wheatfield Schools. Lori is a Tuscarora Nation member. She's also has served our district most recently as a building-based substitute, as well as a long-term substitute, closing out the year at the high school in social studies last year. She did a magnificent job. She's a Niagara University graduate, as well as a University of Buffalo graduate, and we're really lucky to invite you back to the home nest.
All those in favor then of accepting Lori as our .1 FTE in social studies for the high school, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Congratulations.
Item number 8, Dr. Michelle Wayne. I asked for the board's consideration to hire Dr. Michelle Wing for a social studies position here at the high school. Most recently, she has been a teacher at Barker Central Schools the past several years. And prior to that was at the Williamsville Central School District as well. Social studies teacher, graduate of University of Buffalo College undergrad. And she has coaching background. And we're very excited to bring her aboard to the social studies department here at the high school.
All those in favor of accepting Michelle as a 1.0 FTE in social studies at the high school, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Item number 9, Taylor Gibbon. We ask that the board consider Taylor Gibbon, who is a graduate of Fredonia State and Buffalo State College, as well as a Lancaster grad, to a position at West Street Elementary School. It's a grant-funded position. We're looking forward to bringing her aboard. Also has extensive coaching experience, I believe, in swimming. Correct. Yeah, that's Star Point. So she is also very eager to be involved in extracurricular activities here at Niagara Wheatfield. And we would like to welcome her to the family.
All those in favor of accepting Taylor as a 1.0 grant-funded elementary teacher at West Street, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Congratulations.
And item number 10, Caitlin. And Michelle.
Oh, you're right.
Okay. Yep. Item number 10, and that's Caitlin Stickey. Caitlin, welcome to the board meeting this evening. And Caitlin is also a Niagara Wheatfield graduate, as well as a Buffalo State graduate, and worked as a literacy specialist with us. Most recently last year at Colonial Village Schools. And we're very happy to welcome her into a position here at Colonial Village Schools, or Elementary School, and Niagara Wheatfield Central Schools, where she's going to continue on with her career. So we want to welcome you to the family.
All those in favor of accepting Caitlin as a 1.0 grant-funded elementary teacher at Colonial Village, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Item number 11, Tiana. I ask that the board consider Tiana Aversa for an appointment at Edwardtown Middle School as an AIS ELA teacher. And it's kind of a neat story. Tiana was a Niagara Wheatfield teacher at ETMS back in 2001 through 2003, and decided to take time at home with her family and raise her children. And we're lucky to have her coming back to us. She's also in the past served as a site coordinator both at Lewiston Porter and Harry F. Abbott Schools in Niagara Falls as their pre-K coordinator. And that work was done largely through the YMCA. And she's coming in with pretty extensive background and experience. We're lucky to have you coming back to us.
All those in favor of accepting Tiana as 1.0 grant-funded ELAAS teacher at Edwardtown, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Personnel item 17.
Can I just do one thing? Sorry, I'm different. My last acting thing as NWSRP Union President, I would like to thank you for item 13, our contract. Dan, Allison, Tom, thank you for the hard work. Now I'll step over to say goodbye.
I echo that in return to you, Tracy. And it's an honor to stand here tonight for item number 17, the board's consideration to appoint Tracy Pergrich as head bus driver. And Tracy has worked very closely with us as an NWSRP past president, I should say.
So
And
like-
as a, and has served the district really in a variety of capacities. And I could forget some, but those are driver, food service worker, laborer, most recently. And she's done so for the past 31 years. So she's bringing quite a bit of extensive experience, I think, to our transportation fleet, as well as our continued with our district. So we're happy to have her for consideration tonight to the board.
All those in favor of accepting Tracy as our head bus driver, please say aye. Aye. Those abstaining? Carried. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, standing committees.
We had a capital projects meeting today. Went really well, actually. We are looking into not only doing things that are required that we outlined over the last year or so for updates on the buildings, but we are looking into actually really going through the theater we have and the high school. And we're looking to do a major renovation to it. I do have a picture here if anybody wants to look at it, but we just tonight decided, what it's gonna look like a little bit. And going forward now, we'll have the engineers kind of draw it up and, bring it back to us and make any kind of changes that we need. But in the next, 5 years?
Yeah, it'll be up to at least till 2027.
Yeah, this project is an extensive project. It's gonna, between the two different, the repairs and this addition that we're putting onto the yard, it's gonna be over a 5-year period. So it's a major project. It's gonna look it's really beautiful when we get done with it, but it's gonna give us a capacity to about double our existing capacity of what we have there now, and as well as give the more flexibility for the stage, which will actually be increased as well. Not only that, it'll be separate from the school, so it'll be its own entity coming into the building and out. So it's going to be really a nice endeavor. I hope I get to see the end of this, but it's really a beautiful project for the school. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Our next meeting is.
We haven't said it.
No.
So can I add just one thing? Just the one thing I would add as far as the project's concerned, at an upcoming meeting, maybe even the next one, we will be bringing like a secret to the board, which and also the approval of the project from the board for us to move forward. What'll then happen is this, that'll kick off all of the work that'll be needed to do to get this out to vote in November. Because our plan is to get this out to vote in November. And as all of you that are certainly on the board know, it takes some time then to get through the education department. So we're really looking at the first pieces of work being the summer of 23, but that's only some of the work that's already been approved by NICEAD. Most of the work won't start till 24, 25. We're looking at this as like a multi-phase project, as our current one is. The dollar amount's a little bit larger than our current project, but it's going to be done over more years. So as opposed to going out to the community with multiple projects over that 5-6 year period, we're going out with one that's going to have multiple phases to it. Okay. And the idea of elongating that project is so that our cash flow we have the cash flow amount within our budget to be able to pay for that project as we go along. Okay. All of the money in that project, we have the district portion in our restricted reserve for capital projects already there right now. Okay, so it won't require any additional money from our taxpayers to do this project. And we'll bring more of those details at our next meeting. We just kind of worked on this evening, and everybody was in favor of this option with the auditorium. So we'll spend a little bit more time probably at our next meeting presenting. Okay.
And one of the key pieces with the auditorium, that why we targeted that piece, is that obviously athletic complex, there's been numerous improvements between that and the athletic facilities. We always say, hey, where the competition is between, for funding for new facilities is usually between athletics and the arts. And this is where, even Jay, like when you were here, it's probably, the odds probably the same. Going to school.
They got nice music.
Yeah. But that's old. It needs some work. So what it will involve is actually turning the odd so that the stage gets bigger, reconstructing it that way. The external entrance is a huge piece of it, where we can, if you want to have a Saturday performance or have a group come in, you can close off the school and they have just access to that. So, all right. I don't think we have anything from the other two standing committees today. So external communications to the board. We just have some fundraiser information there. So you check those over, and our internal claims audit reports are there for informational items. Braden, ex officio students members report. Good. For president support, just a couple questions that came in from the community. One, do we happen to have dates yet for any, like the homecoming or any of that kind of stuff that you were aware of? Because some parents, I guess, are really excited about planning for that already.
I know there were 2 dates that were talked about. I don't know
Okay.
what was finalized, so I'll bring it to the next meeting.
All right, and then just the other thing was, I know that we're updating the website, but can we pull the link for school supplies and put them on the front page of every website, as opposed to having to dig through a couple menus to get to them?
Yep.
And that leads us to your report.
Give me just 1 second. I want to see if the homecoming is on the calendar.
Sure.
Our school resource officer might already have it on his calendar. I'm getting the homecoming. I don't know if, not yet. Matt didn't give you a date. Okay.
September 30th.
It's lining up. It looks. I think that's right, but let me make sure. Then it must be. It's that whole week. Okay. Great.
Before that. Okay.
Thank you. Great.
And how's it work on the website coming?
It's going.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Did you turn it over to me?
Yes.
I thought you did.
I saw you.
Okay, this one works. So I'll just talk loud. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Stack, his office, our business office. This time of year is incredibly busy. When people talk about, geez, must kind of die down over the summer. You can see out in the audience the number of people that we've been going through, and this is just a small number of the hiring. And for every person that comes in and is onboarded, there's quite a bit of work. And from the staffs in the buildings who have participated in the interview committees to the building administrators on those committees, and then all the work of those 2 respective offices, it's quite a task. And there's been a lot of that hiring in the last couple of years, especially with and it's a good thing, but with the COVID funds, the stimulus funds, we've had more hiring than normal. So they've all done incredible jobs. People kind of stepping in for other people when they've been out. It's been a lot of work, and I want to thank them publicly for all of that work. I mentioned the RFP that's going out. One of the things I do want to say is this: for those that don't know, this past school year we had 1 school resource officer. Next year, and we had a contract on our last board agenda, we will have 2 school resource officers. Those 2 school resource officers are both with the Lewiston Police Department. Okay, they are current police officers who are assigned to our buildings all day, every day during the school year. Okay, the school security officers that we are asking that those are either current or more likely retired officers. Okay, but we want all of them to be people who have been in law enforcement. Okay. We had our administrative retreat on July 12th and July 13th. That was a 2-day retreat. I thought it was very successful. It was really great for our administrative group to actually be able to be together in a more normal way to set goals. Our goals the last couple of years, a lot of them have revolved around how are we going to work this out with COVID, right? That was really nice. I didn't use that word the whole time. I don't think, right? Did I get through the comment? That was the goal, because we were really focused on academics and focusing on school safety. So we have 3 goals that'll come to the board at the next meeting. Goal number 1, the district will continue to cultivate a safe, healthy, inclusive, and supportive environment. Goal number 2, the district will provide learning experiences that accelerate academic, social, emotional, and physical student learning. And then goal number 3, the district will continue to increase community engagement and strengthen partnerships. Okay, so those would be the 3 CDEP goals that we'll be bringing to the board at the next meeting. I shared those with the board on the handouts that I give them. But it was a really great experience for us to be able to get back together and talk a little bit about some goal setting. Today, our administrative team was able to sit down with administrators from Lockport and North Tonawanda, and we had a guest speaker in Dr. Ward from Niagara University. And she really did a great job with us, talking about some of the challenges when it comes to how do you create equity within schools and do it the right way. And she was really good. She challenged us. She charged us a little bit, and I thought it was a really good experience. That was about 2.5 hours here in our ALC, so we were able to host that today with the 3 districts. It was actually a presentation that the superintendent group had received from Dr. Ward probably about a month ago. So it was a really good experience. We talked a little bit about it the 2 meetings back about honoring our spring athletes. What we're going to do is we're going to honor spring athletes every year in December. And if anybody asks you, why are we waiting all the way until December? Because those seniors who have graduated may just be home for a break if they want to come and be honored after their prior year. We know that the summer is just really difficult to get people in. If we try to do it, we know we're going to miss a lot of kids. So we're going to try to do it in December. We'll make sure we get notifications out to all of our past athletes, but also our current athletes, if there were any honors that were bestowed upon them the past spring. It's one of the groups that we miss every year. We've just haven't felt good about that, and we feel like this is a good way to catch them. Last but not least, with regard to food service, there's been no change with universal feeding. However, there has been an increased amount in the meal reimbursement for districts, which is a good thing. But again, no change in universal feeding. Okay. That's all I have.
I had a question from one of the students about next year. If you can just look at this. They did the sports and activity snack line or meal line at the after school this past year. And obviously, if they didn't grab a lunch or breakfast, then they could grab something. They want to know if it's going to still be there this coming year, even though they may have to pay for it. Because I know many of them like that, having that ability before games.
It's a great question. There will be food. We did talk about it. Perfect. Allison has an answer right there. Just talked today about it.
Okay, good.
So the answer is yes. And we've always done the snack line, but you're saying more than meal.
Right.
And the answer is yes. Okay, great. Through there as well? Okay.
I know a lot of the athletes didn't have lunches, because they're taking full
Yep.
classes, and that would be their lunchtime there. They would be able to do before they.
That's great. Oh, I'm sorry. One other thing. The Nisba Convention is October 27th through the 29th. Maureen, you're going to send out an email telling everybody so everybody can respond to you if they're interested in going. It's in Syracuse this year. It is. It opens August 1st, the registration.
Yes, and reply as fast as possible because we want to get those registrations in. If you remember a couple years ago when it was at Lake Placid, it booked up pretty quickly for
The rooms.
the rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions of the superintendent? I have no reports to the board. Any items for board discussion tonight? Any old business? Any new business? Any public comments? Tracy, open mic night for you. All right. Any board member comments?
I'd like to say a few things. Mike's not working, but first of all, I want to congratulate and thank all the new people and welcome to the Wheatfield community. We appreciate the coming. And also, this mic's not working, but
Yeah, yeah.
I also want to congratulate Tracy for her new position. Most of us know how difficult it is as union president to represent the people. It's not an easy job. It's something to try to work with, whether it's in the private sector, the school district, and yet keep your people as happy as you can working. And the economic climate that you have today, and bring back a contract with 9% inflation and to be able to sell it is a difficult process. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for your time as a president. And then after the meeting, I'm going to yell at you for leaving the union. And also, real quick, I was at a graduation party over the weekend. And sometimes, not sometimes, there's a lot of times that teachers do not get recognized for the little things they do or the big things they do that board members don't hear about, the community don't hear about. And I was at a graduation party and I once in a while, I do run into teachers and staff at them. And I run into a teacher over there. And actually I run into her at multiple graduations over the last 10 years. And she's a 4th and 5th grade school teacher from CB. And she did something that I thought at least was unique, that I thought maybe other teachers have done it. When her students were in a 5th grade class, she had them write a letter about school, about graduation, what do they want to do? And she saved all these letters. And when she gets invited to a graduation party, she gets invited to many. She brings this letter and she hands it to the student. And the student has to really appreciate that. I do as a board member. So I just want to recognize, there's a lot of things that teachers do that we don't know. And I appreciate everything they do. And that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Any other board members? All right, that's it.
Can't be-
No, I know. Plus, I'm not fighting the mic like that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, just so everybody knows, the mic situation, I think it's worth an explanation. We have a capital project work, ton of it going on. The power went out yesterday here and everything had to be reset. That little buzzing noise that you heard, they actually had to fix that again. It was really loud again today. So that there's a lot of little things that we had adjusted that now have to be reset. So sorry about that.
Actually, the superintendent was playing in the wiring closet.
No, they don't let me in there.
All right, then I like to call for motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Moving and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed or abstaining? Motion carries.